Virgo, hello and welcome, or welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and we are doing August readings today. We've got just the tarot, but it's the Light Seers Tarot. And as always, these are general readings for a general Virgo audience. So please take what resonates for you, leave the rest for another. Oh, nice. That's a nice way to end that. Sorry, got distracted. Just take what resonates for you, leave the rest for another Virgo. And I invite you to check out the videos for all of your major placements, so your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign. Those tend to be what works best for the most resonant experience. Sometimes one or the other is more resonant for you. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of a pastiche, if you will. So I'm noticing right off, we've got 3 pentacles. That stands out, and then ending with the star here. So that's a beautiful way to end the month. So whatever goes on, we've got, you know, kind of a beautiful guiding light through to the end of the month. We'll put it that way. Let's start with the first column. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So while the 2 of Pentacles indicates you may be juggling resources, sometimes this is the situation where you're juggling a couple of jobs, or juggling a job and maybe school while you're trying to get ahead, or maybe a job and a project outside of work. Could be something like planning a wedding, or you know, being in a play or a choir or something like that. Some other kind of something. It could be that there's a real awareness of being pinched for time, or you could be you know, working a couple of jobs to put aside resources for a house or your wedding, or something else that's important to you. So there could be just this real awareness of juggling resources, right? But this is paired with this beautiful 9 of Cups, which often suggests that something you hope for comes in. This isn't typically, you know, like winning a lottery. It is not, I'm afraid. But it is typically an indication that something hopeful or pleasant, or a small win, a pleasant opportunity comes through, or even something like a party comes through. Certainly for early born Virgo suns, you might be looking forward to planning your birthday party. Could be something like that, or an early birthday present comes in. Planning something for yourself, treat yourself kind of situation. But this 9 of Cups is typically associated with a positive event, a positive feeling. So even though your resources are a little bit stretched, you're doing this for something you love, for something you want, and you see a sort of a win at hand, a small win. Again, it's not typically a lottery thing, but something beneficial comes to you as you're doing this juggling act. And we're all really impressed with whatever it is you're doing. What you're doing is worth it, right? You're doing something worthwhile. It's not drudgery. It's something that you want for the next phase or the next stage. And interestingly, we have the moon paired with the Six of Swords in the next column. Now, the moon can be a time when we're a little caught up in shadows. Have you ever seen those videos on like YouTube or TikTok or whatever where a toddler is literally afraid of their own shadow, where a toddler has, and I guess it doesn't have to be a video, you may have experienced it in your own life, where a toddler is discovering their own shadow and doesn't know what to make of it. And that can happen, or it's a good metaphor for what happens under the moon phase. It can be the sort of situation where a shadow that we should recognize, we don't, and it gives us a little bit of a pause or a scare. Sometimes we can get a little bit foggy or confused or lost in a moon phase, but it's just a phase. There's always the inherent advice with the moon card not to make any big decisions when you're feeling sort of nebulous or uncertain, because there's a sort of a lack of clarity here. What's so interesting about this column, though, it is paired with the Six of Swords, which typically means that clarity is forthcoming, that a piece of information can unlock a situation for you and let you move forward. Now, the fact that these two cards are kind of contrary to each other, this is clarity and moving forward and indicates a time of moving on to calmer waters. And you can even see in this card, this does not look like calm waters, right? She looks like she's drowning a bit. So I'm taking this situation to suggest a piece of information could come in, even an invitation or an apology could come in that might cause you to overthink or overanalyze and get bogged down. Now, this is coming in right before Mercury goes direct. So I'm going to encourage you in that last phase of Mercury, before it goes direct, not to make any big decisions again. As I mentioned, there could be a piece that is meant to enlighten you, or that could give you clarity that perhaps you initially misinterpret or misunderstand. So give it a week. There's a piece here that a piece of information or a contract or an invitation or something about a negotiation potentially that I think is going to give you pause, that you're not going to recognize as the helpful piece or the piece that's meant for you that it is. But upon reflection, or with a little distance, or perhaps after Mercury goes direct, within about a week, 10 days, you'll be able to make sense of it or see how it fits in your life. So again, don't be hasty with an invitation or a contract or an apology or something like that, because there is this initial misunderstanding, I think, but it will be, you will be able to see it for what it is with a little distance, or by asking questions or renegotiating, or engaging in further conversation. Just don't stay alone in your own head with it. Stay in conversation in order to get the clarity you need to move forward. Okay, so that's the advice with this column. Now, in about the third week, I want to say, of August, we have the Five of Pentacles paired with the Six of Cups. The Five of Pentacles is typically a card of, feeling or being aware of a lack of resources. And sometimes it's literally, not quite having enough to pay the rent or to pay the taxes, or feeling left out in the cold. Sometimes it's feeling like you're not worthy or not enough for a relationship. But sometimes this comes up just when you've been working too hard, and let's get that in focus. Sometimes we can be working so hard, especially if you've been in this, working a couple of jobs, or, work and school, whatever is going on in this phase. It could be the sort of situation where you've been working so hard, you just deplete your own physical resources and maybe catch a cold or something along those lines, or you work out, you like literally work out too hard and pull a muscle or something like that, and you could hurt yourself. So there is the inherent advice with the Five of Pentacles to take care of yourself and your resources. And if you need to reach out for help, help is available. Literally in this card, you see this central character is outside of a door, but there's a key right there. This central figure could go inside and get warm, could reach out for help. So ask for help, delegate if you need to reach out to a friend. This is paired with the Six of Cups, which is another card of friends, family, loyalty. Ooh, get that in focus. There's very much the feeling of reaching out to a childhood friend, a sibling. Sometimes there's the piece of romantic connection too with this. It doesn't have to be, going out on a date, but there could also be that piece, that element too. Probably not if you're worn down or feeling a cold, but if it's, your own feelings of, feeling challenged by worthiness, the advice here would be to, try to get that in focus. Try to push through it, or reach out to a friend to give you a pep talk before going out on a date, that sort of thing. Trust in the burgeoning feelings or what have you. There are folks who love you and want to support you, and gosh, why doesn't this want to stay in focus? There we go. And so, and trust that you have a support system that wants to give you what you need this week, whatever it might be. Whether it's somebody to go out and pick up cold medicine, or a pep talk before a date, or whatever it might be. Okay. This is also the week when Mercury is going direct and free from the shadow of the retrograde period. So communication will start to move much more clearly as well, just for what that's worth. Now, in the final column, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a card about your resources in terms of not just your family and your heritage from your family, but it can also speak to your career and what your career has brought you, especially if you are able to enjoy stability in terms of your home or your living arrangements, or your transportation, but also building for the future, or having a stable sort of financial picture, looking towards the future if you want to invest or have something for retirement. For those of you who are no longer in a career sort of environment and are enjoying retirement or in that place of thinking about your legacy, taking care of grandkids, being around family. What does that look like? The Ten of Pentacles can really speak to how you're thinking about your stability now for the future, your legacy. It can be about starting a new chapter in that part of your life too. So for some folks who may be still in the career journey, you might take a new role in your current organization or company, or you might branch out, start a whole new career path or a new job with another organization. You might go back to school. Sometimes the Ten of Pentacles can indicate going back to school for another sort of role or career path. It may be time to retire, those sorts of things. Tens can be portals to new chapters. So whatever that looks like for you, Virgo, it'll be different for different Virgos, right? Sometimes this can be about one generation passing the torch to another generation. So like if your family has a restaurant, it can be the situation where grandpa passes the keys of the restaurant to, the next generation, whoever that might be. It could be that sort of thing. It really makes sense that a new chapter is opened with this Ten of Pentacles in whatever way that makes sense for you, because here we have the Star. And as I mentioned very early in the reading, this is such a beautiful card to end on. The Star is a very hopeful sort of wish fulfillment card. It's the kind of thing where, it's suggesting that something that you have kind of pointed your personal aims toward is coming towards you, or you're going towards it. The star is like our guiding light, right? Humans have always used the stars to navigate by. And so the star in the tarot is very much like a compass point. When it shows up for us, it shows one of those dreams or goals is within reach. And you can see it in this very card here. This character is lassoing a star. She's pulling this dream down towards her. So whatever you're opening with this portal, it's sort of a dream that you're pulling down to keep, to have, to hold. So even if things seem a little murky for a minute over here, just remember, keep asking questions or renegotiate if you have to get your clarity, and delegate or ask for help, or just use the key to open that door. Don't forget you have a really lovely support team. You've got friends and or family and or pets, who are on your side, that are there to support you. And even though you've been working really hard to juggle your work and your projects, your work and or your projects, you've got some lovely wins coming in, and a portal in August. So there it is, Virgo. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed this reading, I hope you'll leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. In any case, take good care. Until next time, bye for now.